Hey you, it's Jess here and welcome to another plan with me and my channel. We are doing January 19th through the 25th in my OkPlans planner inserts, vertical inserts, and I'm using the Scribble Prints Co kit Moonlight Gamer, and this was an older kit, but I had it in my collection and I was just feeling like the gamer kit mood. This was like a Sailor Moon gamer inspired set that I did a few years ago. So I'm very excited to be using this. I think it's my third time using it. And I'm pairing it with the SPC foil bundle in like a lilac lavender, a really pretty foil. I think previously when I've done this set, I have done like a periwinkle and I've also done a bright blue. So I'm happy to do this a lilac color or lavender color instead. And I feel like it just always makes it look different. So I'm really excited to get into this one. Again, we're in full winter. It's super snowy all January. Although not as winter, it's way more snowy in Feb, to be honest. But we're gaming, we're reading, we're working. This week was a bit annoying because we were getting our smoke alarms maintained. So there's 2 smoke alarms in our apartment and our landlord has to maintain them every year, so they check the batteries and make sure everything's working once a year. It's always in January. And they always set off, like, in this set of 3 days, we will randomly come, and so I end up waiting for them for the 3 days. Luckily, it wasn't all 3 days, but you will see they came at a very annoying time. But that's okay. And then we also had some info about the new Infinity Nikki updates and stuff. There was gaming things on. Just, yeah, a fun, typical week. I was still working on a custom SPC. And, yeah, I think it turned out well. I really love the base. I do my usual color blocking. And let's get into day-by-day planning. Alright, so the book that I wanted to put in my sidebar so I wouldn't have to write it out every single time was The Book That Broke the World by Mark Lawrence. This is the second book in like the library trilogy. And yeah, so I started reading that this week. It was my next Kindle book basically after Metal from Heaven that I started the week before. But we'll get into the other books as we go, but I did enjoy The Book That Broke the World. Let me put in my stickers for Monday. We got Coffee Monday as always. First, it's like a fantasy, but it feels like it's a really different fantasy. It's not a kind of fantasy that I really read before about a magic library. Mark Lawrence is definitely known for, I feel like his sort of grim dark stuff, and it was still a little grim dark, but there was some really dark moments in the book. But I still really enjoyed it. It's just such a weird and different world. And I'm looking forward to reading the third and final book at some point. I just don't have plans to pick it up yet. Alright, so we have Coffee Monday. I had a plan with me go up this day and I was playing that game. And once again, I don't recommend the game that I was playing. It was one thing after another. I started already with like concerns because it had generative AI in it. I was kind of so I wasn't going to put any money into the game. It is a free-to-play game, but it's heavily monetized. And I wasn't putting any money in, just trying to enjoy it for what it is, but it just got too much in the end. If you want to see that rant again, the Enchanted Winter Plan with Me has the full explanation of why I don't recommend this game. But I'm still playing it during this point. So I play it for like a month or so. It's just the way it is, and I was spending a lot of time doing it, so I might as well put it in, you know. But yeah, I'm going to put it in here. Alright, so that was that part Monday. So then, whoop, sticker sheets just going everywhere. So then, yeah, this is the first day that I think it was like between 7 a.m. and like 6 p.m. or something. Like it was a long day that they may pop in and do the smoke alarm. So, and with my affliction of ADHD, I just cannot function. I tried the best I could. I tried the best I could to function waiting for this maintenance person, but it was too tough. So I'm just putting in here that I was waiting. I was just messing about on my laptop just in case. You know, I had to clean up the apartment. I had to look presentable to let them in kind of thing. Because the smoke alarm, one is in our, like, basically our living room, and the other one's in our bedroom. So everything has to be shipshape. So just waiting, and then we were watching some Simpsons commentary track, playing some Nikki, and then I'm just going to use Sailor Moon stickers to mark my reading rather than like a Kindle or whatever, a digital reader, because it goes with the spread. It's like a Sailor Moon-ish inspired spread. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I use a little Once More with Love Sailor Moon stickers to mark that I was reading Metal from Heaven, which I did talk about in my previous Plan With Me. It's a really cool fantasy steampunk butch lesbian kind of story. I feel like there's a lot of, I keep saying the queer stuff in it, but I feel like that's really important to the story and like the culture, the subculture that's in there. And the writer like mentions specific like subculture books that they had read in inspiration for this, because they are part of it, you know. But yeah, so that's like the main thing you get out of it, I feel like. It is a very strange book. It's kind of hard to read. There is some second person in there, so it's saying like you at the beginning kind of thing. It's very, I wouldn't say cerebral, but it's very surreal at times. And you kind of get used to it, you get into the flow. But at the very beginning, you're like, what is happening? That's what I was reading during the first half of this week. Metal from Heaven. Okay, so then Tuesday, Luck suddenly had to go into the office on Tuesday, and guess when the smoke alarm maintenance person came? Yeah, while I was by myself. This happened literally last time. I think actually last time they were cleaning our vents, the air vents in the apartment. They had like this huge tube that they brought out from the hallway and shoved it into the vents. And I was alone for that too. Actually, no, I was alone for the previous time for the smoke alarms, the year in 2025. I remember now because the guy was like, so during 2024, our smoke alarm in our bedroom like broke or something went wrong with it, and it wouldn't, like in one night it went off like 4 times, like into the early mornings, and I honestly kind of had PTSD from that for a while. Like it scared the heck out of me. Every now and then I'd feel just like desperately sick from thinking about the smoke alarm going off. Anyway, so we had it like seriously, this could go off anytime. So they came and like did emergency. He just switched. I think he just changed the smoke alarm to a new one. And then so last year the smoke alarm guy came and I was like, okay, he's just gonna test them and leave. But no, he wanted to talk to me, and he's like, what did they do to the smoke alarm in your bedroom? Because it's all wrong. And he ended up replacing both, put a new one in our bedroom and the living room. And he just said, I don't know who that last guy was, but he sucked. So every time I've been alone, dang. So Locke went to the office Tuesday, and the smoke alarm people came. But I think they came like fairly early in the day, like before lunch maybe. So it wasn't so bad. But I also got almost nothing done that day again. But this time it was way more normal, way more routine. Just buzzed them and left. This is just like it's just normal here in Finland. The maintenance people coming in and doing this stuff. So yeah, so I was playing that game, and then I was doing some journaling because I was working on journaling every day in January, which I did fail to do every day in January, but I did finish the overall challenge. But I was doing some journaling, waiting for the smoke alarm. Smoke alarms were done before lunch, I think, so that was good at least. And I just used this doodle of a Roomba, a robot vacuum, upside down, and I feel like it looks like a smoke alarm, right? So it just kind of makes me laugh, you know. And then I was being a total freak, and I was making Excel sheets to track stuff in the game I was playing, collection stuff, because you had to be on at very specific times during the day, and be specific levels and stuff and specific places to be able to catch certain fish, etc. So I waste a whole lot of time making a collection Excel sheet for like the fishing, the bugs, everything, and there's bird watching in the game too. So I was doing that as well. I don't know. It was kind of fun to just be a geeky, set up a collection tracking thing, but also I waste a lot of my day doing that, especially now because I'm not playing it anymore. But I'm kind of glad, like, I just made an Excel sheet. I never put it, like, in my journal. So looking back on it, I'm kind of glad about that. Especially just what happened to the game. Anyway, Tuesday afternoon, when Locke came back, we watched some Simpsons so my Excel sheets, a Simpsons commentary watch, played some Nikki, read some Metal from Heaven. So, same as yesterday, basically. And the one thing about Metal from Heaven is it's one of those, like, it's not a super long book. Like, it's not a short book, but it's not super long, but it took me forever to read, I feel like. I could only read so much at one go. And this is also when I'm really getting into my 6 a.m. I really started doing my 6 a.m. Routine of getting up, so I wasn't staying up late enough to read more of the book. So that was a struggle too. Can I fit something like this in here? Yeah. Wait, I'm pulling the wrong color here. I'm just confused because the pattern has a lot of not as much of the lilac in it. So it's confusing me for a second there. You see how the pattern's like, yeah. That's okay. So obviously did some more journaling on Wednesday morning. Working on that January challenge. And I finally did some work on this custom. I had started work on it the week before and I wasn't doing too badly, so that's alright. And then this day I finished my audiobook of Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Again, I mentioned it before, but it's a YA sci-fi about a girl called Sansa. And I thought it was really cute. I mean, it was definitely YA, which is not really my bag anymore, but I still enjoyed it overall. I feel like Brandon Sanderson still has some good, obviously, world building and certain politics and twists and turns and shocks. So yeah, I still enjoyed that. Although it's still very much I feel like my partner Luck, they kind of gave up on the audiobooks because they felt the narration with the audiobook felt very patronizing to them. And I feel like I agree with that too. It is very much narration that's aimed at YA. And of course Sansa's very like, I'm a teen. But not in like, I feel like she does growth. But yeah, it's like a solid 3-star book for me. Still enjoyable though. And especially if you're not a huge sci-fi reader but you want to get into it, it's a good book for that because of the YA-ness. Oh god, that's a horrible thing to say. YA-ness. I will never say that again because it's very YA. Okay? Look, it's almost bedtime here and I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just going to fill this out and move on with our lives. Okay, so nothing happened just then. Yay. Alright, so I finished Skyward and then I think I gave up on some stickers here, so I'm still working on Metal from Heaven. And then we watched a new episode, I think, of High Potential. And then, I'll just use another fancy label, but I won't use the pattern one. And I was playing Infinity Nikki. Because when am I not? I think we're coming to the end of this, the 2.0 update at this point. I still had a lot of stuff to do because it was a whole new region. I'm still not done with it. We've just gotten 2.5, which has a new region that's attached to the main story, and I'm still trucking along. Alright, that is the finished first half of the week. Looking so cute. It's just so girly of a gamer set, and it's kind of perfect for like playing Nikki and stuff. during this week. So let's go on Thursday. Thursday, we're doing work. Actual work. Working on that custom. And then I started my next audiobook, which I decided I would just continue to the next Skyward book, which is called Starsight. And my gosh, this book was like in a whole other thing. It really like stepped up and did some other stuff. We're getting really into the sci-fi things. I cannot say a single thing about it without spoiling anything, like from the first book. So, but I did enjoy Starsight. It was enjoyable, and I'll continue going along with him. There's a lot of character growth, I will say, in Sansa in the second book. A lot of her realizing, like, duh, I'm a dum-dum. But in a sense of how she grew up and her culture has made her kind of ignorant. So I think that's an interesting thing. There's definitely a lot of didactic lesson stuff happening in him. But I still enjoyed it. Lots of like sci-fi stuff. And then we're watching a new episode of Fallout. I think Fallout's about finished. This might be the last one. I can't remember. Fallout. And then we decided, you know what? It's Thursday. We've been good. Let's get donuts. So we had Arnold's Donuts delivered. And then we were back on our One Piece anime rewatch. And then we watched the Xbox devs, like little direct, little video. It was mostly, I think, about Forza, that video. We're not currently buying like Xbox, Microsoft games due to the boycotts, but we wanted to see the info about the games anyway. Maybe one day we can get them. It would be nice. But anyway, the boycott's more important than games, because we have plenty of them anyhow. So Arnold's, the Xbox devs, and then I finished Metal from Heaven this night. Finished the book. Little Looney here, so cute. You see here, this was my sort of like version of Sailor Moon Usagi as a gamer girl, which she actually is a gamer girl in the manga in the show. She loves to go to the arcade and game and read manga, so these kind of themes always work for that. So then on Friday I had a plan with me go up. And then I did work on the custom. It was a big custom, I think, so it took me a while to work on it. I'm just thinking about what box I want to use here. It doesn't quite fit. We might as well do a chubby little thing for reading Starsight while working. So fairly typical box for the beginning of the day. And these iPads are just from PaperKay. I think they're really, really cute. Every now and then I look down and I start writing and I think I'm going to look up and I'm going to see that it hasn't been recording and I haven't recorded a single thing, but it's recording. So it's okay. It's just there's horrible thoughts in my head that's like, you have failed. Anyway, so the rest of Friday, we had a new episode of The Pit to watch, and we made fried bean tacos. One of the baked bean tacos. So we made like refried beans mixture, and then we baked the tacos they were in, and they made them really crunchy. And then we had a jalapeno yogurt dip. Delicious. I think that was actually part of our meal prep the week before, and we kept it for dinner. And then I was reading from the book that broke the world, which I'm just going to read here because, yeah, I put that into my sidebar because I thought it was fine to write Skyward and Starsight, but I didn't really want to keep writing the book that broke the world on here. So I put my little TVs and my food. We had Luna and now we have Artemis. How cute. Alright, read. So that was Friday. So Saturday, I did mark that I played that game. That game. And then we tried a different takeaway place from us. A different like Vietnamese place. I think it's Vietnamese. Pho. It's called Pho Nokus. Or Nokus. And we did try that place out. Because we were in the mood for Father's Day. And then it was the Chinese live stream for Infinity Nikki. It's all in Chinese, so I have no idea what they're saying. But you can watch everything, and you can get clue. You know, it's context. It was so fun to see all this stuff because the Chinese live streams are always like on, like during the day, like 2 p.m. Whereas the English live stream is always at 5 a.m. the next day. And at one time I was up at 5 a.m. and watched it live, but no, I think I kind of prefer the Chinese live streams overall. So yeah, watch the Chinese live stream. Luckily on the Discord, the mods just like put it up for us so we can watch it. Don't have to make an account or anything for Bilibili or Weibo, so yeah, watch the live stream. Those usually take like an hour long, so I guess. Oh, I suppose actually this will be the live stream would actually be for maybe Wanchong Realm, because that was a whole new island and it was like for Chinese New Year kind of thing, and so it's like a Chinese themed area. I don't know. That's probably why there's a live stream, because smaller updates don't really get those. But anyway, I watched that live stream today. CN live stream. All right. And then it was Saturday, and so we did meal prep. So let me try and fit all this stuff in here. So I didn't actually read this day. I marked that I doom scrolled. Because I'm just so smart and great. And I'm just doom scrolling everywhere. I think I want to put this as meal prep because it takes a long time to meal prep. At least an hour minimum, so you know we're making our lunches for a week. So meal prep. Then I played some Nikki. Hyped for the new update from the live stream, but also exhausted. I don't know why, but watching those live streams is tiring. And then we watched some One Piece, and then I doom scrolled in bed, which was pretty bad of me. Alright, I definitely get stuck in that watching Instagram reels just over and over and over. It's not good. Okay, so the next morning I did watch the English live stream. Let's see what box I want to use for this. I might use this one. English live stream. So the difference is, like in the Chinese one, they have 3 little cartoon characters who are voiced by a couple of devs and the social media manager. And then the English one, they have 2 live people. Originally it was this guy Johnny and then like random women. They never really stuck to too many women all the time. It was Johnny and he's like, I guess part of the American team for Infold. And he was just really, it's kind of awkward, kind of cringe. They have since changed to a British guy called Stuart, which I kind of prefer over Johnny. Sorry, Johnny. It's no offense. I just, you know, I just find the British guy is a bit more whimsical rather than cringy. But they've been sticking to one woman at the moment, Alina, who is very sweet. But it's nice that they put in that effort. You know, they do a whole set and they dress up, and it's actual real people doing the live stream. One of my rants about Heartopia is that their English live stream was just their Chinese one, but with AI voiceovers. Ugh. Like, could you be any cheaper and less caring about a global audience? So I feel like, you know, it's cool because they care and they put a lot of effort, but it's also cringy as heck. It's very fever dreamy. So yeah, anyway, I didn't really watch much of the last English live stream. I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. But this one I did watch, and then I did laundry, and we were watching One Piece. One Piece. And then, of course, I played some Nikki. I say we, but it was just me. Played some Nikki. Actually, I might want to do... I don't think I have a bigger box. So we're just going to have to make do. So yeah, Nikki, and then in the middle here I've got... We made buffalo chicken dip for dinner. A good excuse, even though, you know, it's chicken dip with a lot of cream cheese and cheese, we eat a lot of vegetables with it too. But yeah, buffalo chicken dip, and then while I was reading again, I didn't doom scroll this night, so I read the book that broke the world. And that is the finished second half of the week. I love these colors together. So now I'm going to put it into the planner and we'll finish up this plan with me. Alright, here we go. Here's the finished spread. It looks perfect in this planner because of the purple. I love the way it came out. I think it's so pretty, and I love the soft purple with it. It just looks so good. I just, it's my third time using it. I just don't get tired of it. I love a girly gamer set, and I just love these colors and the Sailor Moon vibes. So, yeah, it was a good week. You know, I got work done, and we have smoke alarms all checked. We had many Nikki live streams, read some books, you know, your typical week. But I do love how it came out in the planner. Let me know what you thought down below with some moon and star emojis to go with the Sailor Moon theme. But otherwise, like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love for you to join me. We should be having like a haul and stuff coming up, so definitely keep an eye out on that. Those definitely do the best to my channel. People love a haul, and I totally understand. I love them too. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye.